It is March 1st in this year 2022. March already. The year is a sixth of the way over. What are you doing with your life? This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Alfred Konuwa and NYC Demon Diva Issa tonight to talk about NXT 2.0, the go-home show before NXT Roadblock next week.
Which was announced, tonight?
Has that ever happened before? Have we ever had the go-home show be the show where they announce the show they're going home for?
No.
They just figured out they had the same audience. But yeah, they really should have put more build-up in there because the shows that do the best are the special shows. So if they get a couple of weeks build-up behind this, could have done a much better number. But
yeah, 2 weeks from now, NXT Fastlane. No. But I'm not ruling it out. Not ruling it out after this tonight. Tonight, the three of us are back. Alfred, how was there was some sort of POG collectors convention at Applebee's Friday night you had to go to?
Oh, it was amazing. I wish you guys were there. I tried to get you a ticket, but the POGs are out in full force and I had a great time.
I understand. Do a lot of important work in that community. So just listen to Friday's podcast. I'm not going to rehash the plethora of POG jokes I have.
I went back to see it. You guys were on point. Rare form.
Oh, so you already know that I have a schedule of list of bonding activities that we're going to do when we all meet in Vegas, right?
Absolutely. I would have it no other way.
We're going to jump off the stratosphere together. We're going to ride the New York roller coaster trash. Like, we're going to be wasted and we're going to get on that roller coaster. It's going to be a blast. We're going to vlog it for my channel. You guys just trust me.
Oh, that's amazing.
See, I'm boring. I'd be like, okay, so we're going to see Wayne Newton first off. Then Donnie and Marie aren't performing, but Donnie Osmond has a solo show.
Wait, and then I have a feeling that Alfred will probably do something completely different. We should all just come up with 3 activities each, and they all will be so opposite. It will probably be a really fun day.
I like that idea. Yeah, okay.
I know.
A little bit of everything.
Yep.
I'll end up buying illicitly obtained tickets to Michael Jackson's One Cirque show.
Yeah, the stolen ones, yes. Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
It'll be like a sitcom episode, like when Family Ties went to London or the Seavers went to Hawaii. It'll be, full of hilarity and shenanigans.
If we do that, Alfred, we are not eating at Applebee's when we're in Vegas. Sorry. I know. You got to find something else. Else.
I get to pick my own thing. So if I can't pick Applebee's, what's even the point of doing it?
In Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can go to the neighborhood. We can go to Barstow. It doesn't matter.
Have you been to Barstow recently?
I've driven through it like everybody.
There are very few places. I would say in Barstow, I am probably more uncomfortable driving through Barstow than just about anywhere else I've ever been in California. And I've been all over California, but Barstow is beat. Barstow is not on the come up at all.
I've heard some janky things about Barstow. It's there to get you to Vegas, I feel like.
Yeah. So much to talk about with NXT tonight. But first, we have some news and a super chat to start us off. Mia Lee, $4.99. NXT slaps fire. Raquel Beast, main roster ready. Chase U versus Alpha Academy. Book it now. LOL. Who gets the title first? Nikita, Lash, or Tiffany? Solo lost.
Solo did lost. We'll get into that.
Yes.
I like that question. Let's see. Nikita, Lash, or Tiffany? I'm going to say Tiffany.
I say Nikita.
Yeah, I was going to say Nikita is hot on her heels right now just based on WWE has really run with this social media explosion and making it into a thing that she's gone viral, quote unquote. So it seems they're pleased with the Twitter response to Nikita, so that's only going to help her. But I see Tiffany has a slight lead right now.
Issa?
No, I said Nikita, 1,000%.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's about time NXT struck while the iron was hot. They have a long history of sleeping on and passing over acts that the crowd is behind. And I don't know. Let's try and do something different for once. So before we hop into the NXT, what's going on in the news, Alfred?
Well, we've got quite a bit of news. First off, prayers up for Amari Miller. This just actually kind of broke. Apparently, she was stretchered away from the ring tonight. There's really no update on her condition for now. She had a match against Lash Legend earlier. So all the best to Amari Miller. Our thoughts are with you before we get started in the news here. But unfortunately for Cain Velasquez, who has competed for WWE on occasion, he, of course, was booked, was involved on suspicion of attempted murder. Now we have an update for this story. This is something that broke late last night and has been updated with some really unsettling details. Fight Oracle has tweeted that regarding Cain Velasquez, the talk going around is that Cain chased down two men riding in a vehicle. One of them is accused of abuse of one of Cain's children at daycare. The other person involved is the father of the alleged abuser. Cain shot the father of the alleged abuser. I'm told Cain fired at least 3 times. I don't know if he got the two men confused. I don't know if all the shots were fired at the same person or at both, and only one landed. Cain Velasquez is on suspicion of attempted murder, and first-degree attempted murder sentence carries a maximum of life in prison, and if it is decided second degree, which is not premeditated, more in the heat of the moment, that carries 5, 7, and 9 years in prison in the state of California, but nothing really has been charged. He has been arrested, and there are more details coming out about Cain Velasquez with this attempted murder charge. Issa.
Yeah, these news were crazy to me when I read about it. There were so many things that went through my mind, but obviously we don't have a lot of details. He has like no bail, no bond, so that's crazy. I do think he sees a judge tomorrow, so we'll see if more details are released. It's shocking and unfortunate.
Well, we have backstage news about that very awkward spot with Randy Orton and Montez Ford from Raw last night. Of course, Montez Ford seemed to hit what I thought was a garden variety frog splash, which it's weird to say that because all his frog splashes look amazing, but he hit an amazing frog splash, and it seemed that it had hurt Randy Orton. Montez Ford did tweet that everybody was healthy, but a little more details in terms of the backstage updates. It turns out that Randy Orton just had the wind knocked out of him. It looks like RK Bro was scheduled to go over in that match, but because of that spot and Randy Orton kind of being unable to get his bearings, they just went straight to the finish. So Montez Ford picked up really the biggest win of his career, but no heat is said to be on Montez Ford, just kind of a shit happens scenario. So we are all moving forward, but they had to change that finish, and the Street Profits won. What did you think about that spot? If you saw Raw last night, Glenn.
I watched 3-part Quantum Leap episodes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, MIA followed by the Leap Home 1 and the Leap Home 2 in Vietnam. And it was very moving emotionally. So I'm sorry I missed Raw.
I saw it, and it certainly didn't look good. It looked like Randy was certainly hurt. The knee seemed to have landed in the shoulder, and Randy is known for having a couple of shoulders issues. You hate to see an injury at any time of the year, let alone during WrestleMania season, especially now that Lashley might be out. We don't know what direction they're going with Randy when it comes to WrestleMania, but I just hope he's okay and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, Glenn. Yeah. I mean, Alfred, stop killing the mood with this news today. I'm coming here, I'm ready, and you're just like, damn.
It's a big down this week. I mean, I don't control where this goes. I don't control the narrative, as it were, which leads us into our next story for Control Your Narrative, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Issa worked on that transition. Good job, Issa. I really appreciate it. Control Your Narrative, of course, this promotion has set the world on fire in terms of controversy. A lot of things have been said. I know they worked with Austin Aries, which is not making a lot of people happy. EC3 having to do a lot of damage control in terms of what this promotion will represent. It's EC3, the former Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, and Killer Kross have started their own promotion and getting a lot of blowback for being a quote-unquote right-wing, alt-right promotion or whatnot. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm interested to see how this promotion comes together. I'm going to reserve my judgment for the first episode. But they have just announced, EC3, that there's going to be a rant room at an upcoming Control Your Narrative event. In the rant room, you have 3 minutes to yell and scream and berate your least favorite wrestler with 0 consequences. Of course, they're all about freedom of speech. They will sit there and take it. Lose the keyboard and let it rip, is what EC3 wrote on Twitter. Issa, are you going to pony up some money for the rant room at Control Your Narrative?
I don't know. Do I have to talk badly about my favorite wrestler, or can I just go in there and speak about how I feel about Roman Reigns? Because if I can do that,
Why? You have an international platform already. Maybe you should go to the mountains of Puerto Rico and scream it from the mountaintop.
I've done it. My mom does live in a mountain, and I have done it, but she lives in like a senior community, so they just told me to shut up. It was too late at night. So I think I'm curious to see how it goes. I'm not spending any money on it, but I'm not mad at this. Glenn was speaking months ago that it was the perfect time for somebody to start their own federation. So why not come up with new creative ideas? We'll see. Yeah, I'm always for something new.
How do we know what the cost is of this?
I believe it $25. I think I saw. Yes, they are still $25 standing room. Oh, that's general admission. I don't know what the actual cost for the Rant room. $99 VIP. So I think you have to be a VIP ticket holder in order to do this. But we'll get
okay. Here's what we got to do. We gotta start like a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, and let's get some of the Wrestle Roasts guys. Yeah. Let's get some of the guys
Shout
that
out
are
to
out there. Yes. Who might have some choice words for, I'd like them to be able to go, and especially with Braun. I just want to see it. I just want to see them unleash, perhaps Killer Cross. EC3, I mean, EC3, you've had a good career, but I don't even know that there's even enough to make fun of EC3 and go in Rant.
Yeah, you're going to get in there and be like, eat a donut, bro. Like, what are you going to say to EC3,
I think the reason they signed Austin Aries was because they had this Rant room in mind. And now I'm wondering, are they just going to keep bringing back all these wrestlers and people who have been canceled so that they can sell tickets to the Rant room?
I hate to say this. If I were a braver man, my goal would be to go in there and be like, I'm going to get them to take a swing at me. I'm just going to see how far I can push this before they just lose their shit, because that would make it worthwhile. Like, don't dare me. Don't say, oh, you can say whatever you want. I've had this happen before with family members who are like, I don't care. You can say whatever you want. Nothing hurts my feelings. And then I drop something, and then they're like, oh shit, I didn't know you were going to go there, bro. And it's just like, don't tell me I can't cross the line, because I will find a way to cross the line.
Now, here's the way that you do it. As a vlogger with a YouTube channel, and I like to do things for the views. Can you make it on a green screen so that I can like edit it to where it looks like I'm yelling at Braun Strowman and he's like right there, but like he's not doing anything about it? Because that would be amazing content.
Yeah. It will be amazing content. I would like to see Issa. I'll pay for you if you are able to get to control your narrative. I will pay for you to go in the Rant room and say whatever you want. I don't know how many people will do this though, because they are capitalizing on the anger of social media and whatnot. So it does seem like a good idea. But in real life, social media takes away that barrier of real life. So people are more likely to rant and say these things behind a keyboard. I'm not sure this is going to play the same way with people looking at these wrestlers eye to eye. And even if they do pay their money to do that, I think a lot of these people will just choke and melt down before they have the chance to say what they quote unquote really want to say to these wrestlers.
Yeah, I have to admit, this is a great concept. I'm very intrigued by this. I could see a lot of indies copying this. Yeah. I don't think you'll ever see this at WrestleMania Access.
No, maybe the PG version. Maybe they'll have a rant room where you can't use any curse words and you got to take your shoes off, and children can get in on it or whatnot. But 2 Chainz has a very famous song called "Watch Out." He says, "You getting mad, I'm getting rich," and that is what EC3 and his crew are doing in terms of the rant room. People get mad, they'll probably get rich.
$99. I wonder if you can videotape it for your own personal social media. See, that would be my worry, is that they're gonna release this and be like, see, we're the free speech federation, and like I kind of want it to be, I want to be able to pick and choose if that's suitable for broadcast. I don't know that, I'd want that heel turn out there publicly. Tough call.
Yeah.
Tough call.
I'm very interested at least to see a couple. They should have some of these filmed, because I know that they're looking for a TV deal and they want content. Like, I'd love to see what this looks like. I think it would play very well on social media to kind of play a highlight reel of maybe the best of and whatnot.
Can we fly Enzo out there perhaps for this? I mean, his roast to the cruiserweights was great, and I think he would do it in a way that would push the boundaries, but still ultimately like get himself over and not offend somebody.
Yeah, I mean, outside of WWE, it might be a different story, but he was very good at playing within those lines when he was with them.
Yeah, he'll probably cross the line.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we have super chat, Alfred. I believe it's addressed to you.
Let's get it.
Tonight's show is already so fucked. Like, and this, like, it's just gonna go even further in this direction between technical difficulties and just the weight of the world. And it's been a long day. And Alfred, help Bear Hudson out with this $5 super chat.
Let's do it. Ask Alfred.
Read it out loud. Read it out loud.
Oh, do you want me to do the super chat?
Yes, I would like you
Yes.
to do the super chat.
Okay. Bear Hudson for $5 says, Alfred, my girlfriend's mom has been very flirty lately and keeps wearing curvy clothes around me, sending a lot of signs. Should I tell or smash? That is a very interesting question of Bear Hudson. What's she look like? No. You only need one to Bear Hudson. I'm a big fan of MILFs, big fan of Applebee's and Cougars, but I don't know how serious you are with this lady. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I don't know what you mean by she's sending a lot of signs. Before anything happens, I would like a conversation with this woman as to her intentions. You know, it's like the reverse. Like you have a conversation with the daughter. What are your intentions with my daughter? You say, what are your intentions with me, you know, to the mother. And I hope that they are able to hopefully have a very cordial relationship.
Smash.
Issa says smash. Issa said smash.
Yes.
Send me, Bear, DM me a picture of the mother. I won't share it with anybody. I just want to, full context. This is nasty.
Alfred's DMs are the rant room of Twitter. So just send him anything.
I should start a rant room.
I love that Alfred is one of the more accredited journalists in all of professional wrestling media. The man writes for Forbes, and his Twitter handle is "This is nasty."
You got to keep the day one Twitter handle. I've had opportunities to change it, never change it. I will always be nasty.
I respect that.
Do you still have like Wingman69 at AOL.com or whatever your early screen names were too as well? Use those for business?
Funny you should say that. My AOL screen name was the Black Kid 69, and yes, I still do have it.
There you go.
I thought it was Black Hawk. Black Hawk.
That's my phone's name, but yes, the African Black Hawk is still alive as well.
What is happening? What is happening tonight, guys? Get it together. Get it. Look, Glenn can't even show his face right now.
We haven't even started the show. We haven't even started reviewing NXT.
This is like karmic punishment for every Blue Chew ad and Manscaped ad Matt Morgan, an elected official, had to sit through that I did on this podcast. This is like what goes around comes around, you know?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Oh, Alfred, you have another super chat from Wayne.
What do I know? Let's see. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Oh, I can't wait to read this. Wait for $5. Alfred, my local Applebee's has some cougars. Should I waitlist them or smash them? Listen, these are questions being asked to me. I just want anybody to know that they're asking me these questions. And of course, I mean, depending on whether or not you're at Manscaped, you have them wait in the waiting room out of a cordial nature. But I would admit that if these cougars would like consensual fun, you have consensual fun with the cougars. Nothing better than consensual fun with a cougar. So I would opt to smash. And make sure you get her, something from the menu. They have very good surf and turf at Applebee's, I hear.
Me and Glenn are more than happy to offer assistance too. So keep donating super chats. Ask us questions.
Absolutely.
I once on a date drank so much at Applebee's or bought so much alcohol at Applebee's that the staff like bought us around. Like that's how big our bar bill was. Yeah.
Wow.
And like a $200 bar bill at Applebee's.
Wow.
Yes. Hell of a
Great
night.
times at Applebee's.
In Ukiah, California. The Ukiah Applebee's, where it's popping off all the time next to the Fairmont Inn. The Hampton Inn, pardon me. So any other news stories? Anything else?
No news stories, thank God. Let's just get to the show before all of us lose our jobs.
We opened with NXT champion Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Dirty Dogs.
Yeah. I'm just saying, the first minute of this show was crazy. Ciampa comes on in his little onesie thing, looking like Braun Breaker, and before I can even finish sending the tweet, I hear Glorious play on the beautiful speakers of NXT, and I was just like, I'm done. This is too much. Premature things happening on NXT, like premature ejaculating all over us. NXT tonight with this freaking, like, it was too much. It was too much in a row. I know that Glorious lasted only a certain amount of time, but it was a beautiful memories of the great times that Bobby Roode had. Glenn, we love you.
I'm just like you two should just lean in. You know, I've got a bit of a rep to protect as the elder statesman of this podcast, but you two should just do like the horny wrestling show, and it's just all it is.
NXT After Dark, let's do it.
It's just
We're gonna call it the nastiness.
Yeah.
You know, and just all of it is just like laced with double entendres and just, you know, like pass or smash on every wrestler. Yeah, and totally.
Did you not feel like NXT didn't foreplay you when Ciampa came out dressed like that, and then you heard Glorious? Like, did you not feel like he got straight to it? Like, he didn't even buy you a drink. Okay, that's great.
Oh, I look forward to a retired life. So this was a hot start to the show, as Issa mentioned. But let me ask you this, though. We talked about this last week. Given the standing that Robert Roode and Dolph have on the main roster, does it almost by default not mean as much for Ciampa and Breaker to go over here?
That's a good question. I think it doesn't mean as much because it's kind of like a 50-50 thing where they had Ziggler. I was very surprised at the finish. First of all, I love this match. I thought it was a really good opener.
Yes,
it was very good. Yeah,
definitely peaked early. But I was very surprised when Ziggler took the pinfall because I thought they were setting up Ziggler for Braun Breaker. But now that we know they're doing a triple threat match, it makes a little more sense. So all things considered, I get what they did here.
I'm not sure how Ziggler didn't break in half from whatever that or whatever it was that Braun Breaker hit on him. This was a very fun opener. There's a lot of fun matches on NXT.
It was a fun show. It was good. I just think, like I said, it's weird. It's like saying we're doing a Happy Days crossover, but you're sending Ralph Mouth and Potsy Weber over when everyone really wants the Fonz. Maybe Richie, maybe Joni, maybe Chachi. But yes, you got Potsy and Ralph. Which is really where Dolph and Bobby Roode are at this point.
They made Bobby Roode glorious again, Glenn.
Yeah,
it's true.
He was glorious for like 5 seconds before they cut it off.
It was great.
Hey, and I'm not saying Potsy Weber. Remember, Potsy could sing. Potsy was originally supposed to be the cool character on Happy Days before the Fonz came on. Really showed us what cool was. This was a good match, though. But it's weird to me. It's like Dolph Ciampa Breaker for the NXT Championship. It's like, okay, this is a good way for Breaker to keep it. Although I don't know, are they going to do like in Vince's warped mind? Does he think like, well, Dolph holding that championship, you know, Dolph from the main roster, that would have some credibility and legitimacy to the NXT Championship?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I think Breaker's going to have it for a little while longer, but you know, I still kind of want to see a one-on-one between Breaker and Dolph Ziggler. So maybe Ziggler doesn't get pinned here, and then they run it back with Ziggler and Braun Breaker, and then maybe Ziggler wins it. But I would expect Breaker to beat Ziggler.
Yes. Yeah, Killer Denzel saying Dolph is a bigger threat in NXT than Monday Night Raw. That's part of it, too. It's like you can't punk somebody out for so long. I mean, with Dolph, they've done it. Remember when he had that? Actually, it was really good feuds against Dean Ambrose and The Miz when they babyfaced him. Like, that was good. But the way that he's been booked lately, you can't just come in and be like, oh, Dolph's unstoppable. He's the favorite to win this. It's kind of like Dolph is high-level enhancement talent, you know, in the mid-card.
Yeah, he's really very much an afterthought on Raw.
Yeah. Zachary with $1.99 super chat wants to know, did you watch Carmella and Corey Absolute Fire?
I have not seen it yet, but you know, in order to see it, I have to cancel my adult restriction, the child lock, so that make sure that you can see all the sex that they talk about, because I hear it's a lot of sex talk on Carmella and Corey. And they're even teasing a live sex celebration after WrestleMania.
I was going to say, Alfred, thanks for bringing it up. I was like, I was rooting for Naomi and Sasha, but after Carmella said that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I want Carmella and Selena to win just so I can watch that celebration.
Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe wrestling is horny again. That's
they just want to give us content.
Yeah, it's in the air. Wrestling is horny again, everyone.
Oh, yeah, 1000%. Did you not see that promo from Roman Reigns on Friday? Oof.
So this was a good match to open the show, hot match to open the show. And we saw Trick and Carmelo backstage. We saw Pete Dunne arriving. We saw LA Knight backstage, getting out to the ring. He went out to the ring, called out Grayson Waller, who we called Outback Jackoff. So there you go.
Amazing.
What did you think of this exchange, Alfred?
LA Knight 316 says that he just whooped your ass. I mean, he was doing the best version of a Stone Cold Steve Austin impression, but yeah, I thought what I thought. It was fine. They're going to have a last man standing match. Sure, why
not? Was the crowd cheering and rooting for Grayson Waller for a moment? Or am I imagining things?
They see him behind LA Knight. He even said the exact line of Stone Cold, you got a bunch of people calling you an asshole. I can't hear you. So
yeah, this is true. But there was a couple of people that popped when Grayson Waller came on. I was like, what is happening? Once again, second week in a row that I did think the NXT crowd tonight was awesome again. They were last week and this week they brought it again. They made the show feel so much more exciting.
During the opener, I really liked that go back to Raw chant. That was really funny.
I know. I think they chanted, you don't go here too.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so wait, for chant of the week, that one or the Hershey chocolate chant on Friday Night SmackDown?
Hershey's chocolate during Black History Month wins every award. I love it.
Every time.
It's going to be a last man standing match between them. That was the big takeaway from tonight.
That should be pretty fun. They're probably going to have a lot of those crash and burn spots because they got the giant there. And, LA Knight is a good worker. I like his matches. I even like his talking. He's a good talker. I just wish the character was different.
Yeah. That's some more development with Indy and Persia. Duke Hudson wishing them luck tonight. And we had Indy and Persia take on Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai, who got a stunning victory here in this match. I think they could go all the way. So what did you think of this match?
I was shocked by the result, but I mean, it was okay. It was an okay match. I really didn't think that this randomly made up thing of Wendy Chu and team of Wendy Chu and Crazy Dakota Kai was going to work out. They're growing on me, and the match was great. I'm actually really enjoying this Women Dusty Cup, even though it felt kind of thrown together. I have been enjoying the matches so far.
I think Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai have been by far the best tag team in this tournament. They felt like they had actually rehearsed and come up with moves and spots. They had a lot of coordinated moves that they did with their kicks and stuff. And I like them together. I think they looked really good in this. And I was very, very much impressed with what I saw from them, because they're obviously doing this strange bedfellows thing, but they're not wrestling like strange bedfellows. They're actually doing coordinated tag team wrestling. And I thought it was really good.
I mean, I think Dakota has had still no real payoff since her return, and she's been having these segments talking backstage. I think Wendy is a superstar in the making, getting great crowd reactions. I don't know. I think I could see them going all the way with this. But it'll really be whether the crowd is behind them enough to see if they take the titles off Toxic Attraction.
Yeah. I think they will. I think they might. I think they will.
Brian Barry, $4.99. Asking Glenn, how do you think the new Batman is going to do this weekend?
Yes. 2 days for me.
It's a good question. I think maybe Spider-Man numbers. That's kind of the high point, right? Well, are we Batmaned out though as a society?
No.
Mm-mm. maybe pre-pandemic that would have been a valid question, but these superhero movies, these blockbuster event, like that's really what's saving these theaters. So Spider-Man numbers would be record numbers, and I think Batman's going to do better.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I think Batman's going to, I mean, the thing that might deter people, it's going to be a very long movie. I don't know how many people know, but it's going to be like 3.5 hours. It's going to be like The Irishman, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Me too. I'm excited.
That trailer is better than most movies.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I really enjoyed the last Spider-Man, so my expectations right now are up there, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm debating if we're going to go to the drive-thru for this, just because I'll say the drive-thru, not the brightest screen, and I feel like we might just be looking at shadows for the entire film.
That's a good point.
With this one, you know. But we shall see. So just, you know, okay, now I'm feeling, I was telling Issa before we got on the air that today I had no coffee and I had like this matcha powder shot this morning. I was like, oh, I was feeling good. You know, did like a half day juice cleanse, made it through the day without caffeine. And I have to say right now at about 7:54 in the PM Pacific time, oh, I felt that lack of caffeine kick in. I didn't even have it is good. This was good. We actually an LA chain pressed that we ordered from. They delivered. Got a little sample.
I do a juice cleanse once a year and I do it through them. I even have points with Press.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
See, I figured it out. There's 50% off your first order delivered, and you know it's pricey. So I was like, well, we've got 3 delivery apps and my wife and myself. So we got 5 more orders we can place and save 50% off our order. Gonna game the system. So let's see what happened after that. We had Amari Miller versus Lash Legend. This is the match where Amari got hurt. Lash got the win. And this was, the build up or the payoff after the tension that built last week with their loss to Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. Man, I wonder if that was always the plan tonight when they had Nikita call out Lash with the build, if this was just supposed to be the blow off or if they had something more planned for this.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a plan. I don't think it was, because a lot of these seem rushed. It seems like they're booking a lot of these teams that lost in the opening round of the Dusty Cup to now feud with each other. They're doing the same thing with the Diamond Mine. Come on, our Pokemon girl. Diamond Mine, with Diamond Mine in the help me out in the chat. But yeah, I know you're my favorite. One of my favorites.
Ivy Nile.
Yeah. Also, not a good sign where it's like my favorite. What's it? It's like Matt Morgan would always be like, old boy, old girl,
old girl. Tip of the tongue. See, East leaves us for like 10 seconds, and I forget the name of Ivy Nile. That's what happens. But I think it's rushed. I think the whole match with Lash Legend and Amari Miller, that feud just came out of nowhere, and they just kind of rushed it on the TV the same night. So it was very random. Yeah,
and then Lash calling out Nikita Lyons after.
Yeah, might get lashing out. And
should have won that smoke.
I thought it was a little weird they didn't give Nikita another match tonight.
Yeah, they did, but I think what she got tonight was so much better. They gave her kind of a spotlight. They really hammered home that, oh man, the world is talking about Nikita Lyons. And even as a legit point to that, like that photo of her pinning her opponent in the splits went like legit viral. I saw it everywhere. And so a lot of people were very big fans of that. And Nikita Lyons, it might be onto something. I thought she was very impressive in terms of her moves that she used. I was very kind of baffled by them going 50-50 with her, but there is something there, and it'll be fun to see her interact with Lash Legend.
And her promo was very good tonight. This was, not to skip ahead, but that was, I think, it was succinct, well delivered, well written, did not go on longer than it needed to. And, we'll see what happens next week, but we'll talk about it again when it happens in the show rundown here. But let's talk about Solo Sikoa versus Gunther. I mean, there's 2 opinions to have. One is your opinion of the match itself, but then the booking. So I guess first let's talk about the match itself. Alfred, what did you think?
I was a little underwhelmed. I thought this was going to be a clash of the Titans. Rampage are going to kick the hell out of each other. And they had like an actual wrestling match that I didn't think was really that bad at all. But I felt like they progressed to the point where eventually it became kind of them beating the crap out of each other toward the end. And so I thought it was a pretty good match, but I was very underwhelmed because this is not the match I expected them to have. And I was also very surprised with how soundly he beat Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, Isa?
Alfred, were you underwhelmed because it was Solo Sikoa versus Gunther? Do you think if it was Walter, you would have liked the match slightly a little bit better?
1,000%.
Yeah, that's the reason why. I think this feud might continue. Maybe that's why we didn't see all that they could do tonight. But to Alfred's point, commentary kept like, these two heavyweights, so you're just waiting for them to just mess each other up, and it just didn't really get there yet. The commentary was just hyping it more than what we were seeing in the ring. But again, Solo Sikoa just has it. And I gotta say, I said in the beginning, no, don't worry, a name change is not gonna change things. It does. I cannot look at Walter. Sorry, I can't.
Yeah. So here we are once again. We build up a new talent. We give them wins. We give them promos. The crowd gets behind them. And then they lose to a black and gold mainstay. They did it so terribly to Tony D'Angelo with Pete Dunne. And then tonight, Solo Sikoa, a man who seemed main roster bound and unstoppable, getting beat by a guy who the crowd won't even acknowledge by his new name. That's how the crowd reacts to the man. But they're pushing him. Has HBK just disconnected from everything and just doing whatever he feels like at this point with this booking?
No, I don't think he's doing whatever he feels like because they were on a path with Solo Sikoa. So it seemed like they had something planned for him. I think they still do. I was just very surprised that not only did he lose, but I didn't expect him to beat Walter or Gunther. But I did expect him to, if he was going to lose, it was going to take, maybe some chair shots, maybe a table, maybe a huge car crash. But
big interference.
2 power bombs, come on.
I don't get
it. Agreed.
And obviously, Walter has been very over for a very long time. Gunther, terrible name. Like they lost all the mystique, all the shine, all the magic. And I don't know. I'm starting to have trouble getting invested in these 2.0 talents if they're just going to lose. And like, this is no offense to the Gunters and Pete Dunnes of the world or Tommaso Ciampas, but it's like Adam Cole's gone, Gargano's gone. Like, a lot of people have either left or been called up. Like, the guys that are left are, they're kind of like the Rob Schneiders of NXT. You know what I mean? Like Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, they're off to movies. Rob Schneider and Tim Meadows, they're still sticking around.
Rob's hanging around. Like Kenan Thompson in SNL now.
Kenan, though, I think Kenan's more on the Phil Hartman sort of track.
Sure.
I think. But I think they're just some guys where it's like, okay, you got nothing. You're fifth year seniors, the heat's not there. And I think Gunther kind of falls in that category based on how he's been presented and booked. And I know the pandemic sidetracked a lot of his momentum. But I don't know. In my mind, I'm more excited about Solo, about Pete Dunne, or about Tony D'Angelo over Pete Dunne and, some of these guys that have been around a while. But I feel we've seen ad nauseum.
Yeah, I think the Gunther thing definitely has slowed him down. They kept calling him Gunther, and it just does not fit. It doesn't fit for me yet. I'm not used to it yet. And I don't know if them hammering it home is going to help. They probably will.
Mike D with a $2 super chat asking Miss Elizabeth and Matt Bourne 2022 Hall of Fame. Are we getting anyone beyond Taker?
I don't know because we're a few weeks out now. We're about a month out for WrestleMania now, just outside a month, and they haven't announced it. Usually they do this way out in advance. So I'm thinking, and some people have even suggested this, that The Undertaker might be the only person to be inducted this year. I have no problem with that because they're doing it on the same night as a SmackDown. And even with the Hall of Fame the way it is, if anybody should be the only person to be inducted in their class, it is The Undertaker.
I agree.
I've got one for Bear Hudson that I'll take care of. Of course, Bear Hudson has a situation with his girlfriend's mother who he thinks is making eyes at him. And as a follow-up for $5, Bear Hudson says, the best comparison I could give you in terms of what this mother looks like is Rosalind Gold, who covers sports. She's extra thick. You spell it with a K. It's supposed to be Thicc. Keeps telling me you are not ready for this ride. Should I? Wow. She said, you're not ready for this ride. Listen, Mother's Day is in 2 months. Wait until then. So yes.
Be a mother lover. Be a mother lover.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Mother's Day one is what got me. Why send an edible arrangement? Or wear the edible arrangement. That's the key.
There you go. Come on, Glenn. Welcome to the show. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Glenn's nasty too. Glenn's got some nasty in him. Glenn's nastier than all of us.
I'm old. I'm going to be 46,
Now I have the image of
Wait,
wearing an edible arrangement.
Here. Here. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yay!
46 years old. I've been doing this podcast now for over 10% of my lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of crazy. So Brooks and Dunn were backstage after Gunther got that win. Or no, right before the match started. Elektra Lopez came by. There was a misunderstanding, like an episode of Three's Company. I mean, whatever, Brooks and Dunn. I don't care about you anymore. Elektra Lopez.
I don't know if it's Brooks or Dunn, but one of them is a virgin. The guy who's struggling with dating, he is a virgin. Came out as a virgin tonight.
That's great.
What are you gonna do?
I'll tell you what he's not doing.
Dolph's promo tonight. How'd you feel about this, Issa?
Wait, whose promo?
Dolph.
Oh yeah, it was okay. He's good in the mic. He's great.
Oh, he is. He can get a promo.
Yeah,
NXT, yeah. I like.
He'll hype any feud he's on if you just let him talk. He's very good at that. I thought this was good. I did.
Dexter Loomis is not texting back Indy. She misses him.
Yeah, the guys are married. That's how married life works. Like, you not get the memo?
I text my wife all the time. Normally it's photos of our cats. And we're in the same house.
I was just going to say, you probably text each other from one room to the other. Yeah.
We have done that before. Many times. So Harland took on Draco Anthony tonight. Got a pretty easy win.
Yes, new finisher. This was a match.
I'm not against him squashing people just because of what he looks like. Still weirded out by the pairing of him and Joe Gacy, but it was a match.
Yes. Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade took on Valentina Feroz and Yulisa Leon tonight, with Raquel and Cora getting the win. Man, they could go to the finals with this. So what do you think of their performance tonight?
I think this are growing me as a tag team. I like them a lot. I like them more than I like them. The match was fun. This was, again, I really enjoyed the female stick up, even though I first thought it was thrown together. I think it's been very good so far.
I felt like this was an entertaining match for the right and wrong reasons, because they had quite a few missteps in this match mixed in with some entertaining spots. Like, even when they threw, I think it was Faraz over the ropes, she got yeeted over the ropes, and was like, thank God Raquel was there to catch her, because she was on her way to taking a Madcast mop.
It was messy. It was messy.
Yeah, there was that. But I had fun.
I forgot about that.
There was it was fun to watch. I felt like it was a fun match to watch, and they're definitely doing something with Cora and Raquel. They'll probably be in the finals against the other strange bedfellow tag team.
Yep.
Yeah. Tiffany Stratton was dissing Saray's necklace backstage.
Yeah, she should just buy it off of her. She's really rich.
Yeah, seriously, if that money's real, she would buy the necklace right then and there.
Who does that? Who I remember the 90s. I had a friend. Actually, we were in Las Vegas and we were going to the opening of Planet Hollywood in Vegas just to watch. They had like Caesar's Palace was like a mob scene. It's like, dude, maybe we'll see Bruce Willis. And I heard that if he sees you when you're wearing a hat and he likes your hat, he'll be like, hey, I like your hat. I'll give you $20 for it. So maybe he'll buy my hat. Didn't hang out with the most mentally advanced friends. That was his dream in life, that Bruce Willis. And he was like, and he'll offer me $20. I'd be like, nah, bro, you can have it. That was his fantasy.
Wow.
give Bruce Willis Bruce Willis like his hat so much. He could give Bruce Willis the gift of his hat. So yes, maybe Tiffany Stratton could buy the necklace off of her.
Yeah. I like that, but she just immediately attacked her. It was like out of nowhere. It was really, I don't like how this was put together because it was very fake looking in terms of why she would just snap and attack her over a necklace.
Andre Chase took on Von Wagner.
Von Wagner won the match.
How are we feeling about Von Wagner? He is like the anti-Chase U in the sense that Chase U is very, very over with the crowd and the people love him. And Von Wagner, I mean, even crickets are silent for
everything about this match seemed designed around, it was designed around Andre Chase, but Von Wagner got the win. It's like they did everything to build up Chase, but give him the win because he got that entrance with the sign. I've been waiting for something like that with the sign that you tear through. So I love that. He gets the flag. He's got the student section. He's got that stomping thing that he does. And then he goes and loses the match. So I just thought this match is such a showcase for Andre Chase and his entertainment value. And Von Wagner literally has nothing. There's really, I mean, he's got Robert Stone, but outside of that, there's really nothing else going for him.
Trevor Snook is saying Von Wagner is like a new Jake Hager. That's like saying Skeet Ulrich's a new Richard Grieco. Like, is that what the world needs more of?
Those references.
I don't know. I don't get it. Don't get it. And Robert Stone, poor guy.
Yeah.
He came back. He stopped his podcast. Gave up an illustrious career in podcasting.
That was a great podcast, too. I forgot about that. It was like, where have they been or where are they
Why
now?
it ended.
Why it ended. That's what, I listen to that podcast all the time.
It was super interesting.
Very good. Gave that up to come back as Robert Stone. And everyone said, this is going to be the guy. He is yet to be the guy.
Time will tell.
His fashion has been very great, though.
Yeah, oh, he looks good. But let's talk about a high point tonight, which Tony D'Angelo back on the docks. So NXT Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend. He has his eyes on someone. And after that, he will become a made man. His opponent will be sleeping with the fishes. Oh, who will it be? Will it perhaps be for the NXT Championship with Tony going over, which I think that was our prediction originally. I think we said WrestleMania weekend, Tony D'Angelo will win a title.
On the track.
Yep, that is exactly what we said.
Tony D'Angelo squashes Braun Breaker. You heard it here first. WrestleMania weekend. Let's go.
Tony D'Angelo, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, there you go.
You worry? You worry for what? For whoever the person is? He's gonna freaking drown them.
Yeah.
I worry if they've waited too long. I feel like we've had not enough Tony. You know? And it could be the ladder match that was announced at the end. It could be Tony in the ladder match.
Hey, Glenn, do not take a turn to negative town.
I'm not being negative. I'm just a little under-caffeinated, you know?
Okay. We
just
still
trying
love
to stay out.
Tony. Tony's still the GOAT. And this
Love
is the
Tony.
best part of the show.
I'm giving Tony my energy after this. I'm going to go watch some episodes of Perfect Strangers, walk on the treadmill for a half an hour, and then turn in early. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good
night.
night.
Please do not fall asleep on the treadmill because you say you were tired. I can see it could be an accident.
Could be. Good. But no, I think to Ricky in the chat's point, Tony's got this. He better. It's about damn time Tony was champion.
I think it's going to be a group.
I'm sorry, Alfred, but if he doesn't go for the NXT Championship, who do you guys think he wrestles at Stand and Deliver?
I think they're going to. So that ladder match that Carmelo teased, I was confused. Was he talking about next week or at Stand and Deliver? He's talking about Stand and Deliver, right?
I thought, he wasn't very clear because I'm confused about it as well.
And they rushed that. He was surprised by the music hitting. Like,
and then they showed the graphic late, and so you just kind of. But if they do it at Stand and Deliver, I think it's going to be a group ladder match similar to the famous one with Ricochet, and I believe Adam Cole was, and it was like one of the greatest. I believe it got 5 stars in terms of that ladder match in NXT. Lars Sullivan was in it, and so I think they're going to do like a group ladder match.
Have we discussed the impact of our 5-star society for taking away the value of Dave Meltzer's ratings? 5 stars used to mean something. Now it's just a common courtesy.
Now they're just friggin' stars.
5 stars is nothing if it's not 6.5 or more.
It's true.
But if Tony D'Angelo's in the match, 7 stars.
It's true.
I agree, just for being in the match.
Then we had the Nikita Lyons promo. Just this is good. More of this. I thought the highlight reel they showed was good. I was looking to see if any of our tweets made it on there. They probably had to very much censor some of those tweets, find some ones, because again, wrestling's horny again. And boy, was Twitter ever last week. But no, this was a very, very good promo tonight. And again, burn the master tapes, deleted off Peacock, those early coming soon vignettes.
They did a course correction. Yeah, they did a course correction, and so they found the right path with. And you rarely see that with WWE. It's usually the different direction where they've got something and they completely veer it off course, but they put her back on course. I think they're on something.
Yeah, I concur. But this was good. Looking forward. So lashing out next week. It's going to be interesting. So they're going to do this at Roadblock next week. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, probably pre-tape.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love that. So then we had the main event tonight. Pete Dunne versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT North American title. Thank God Carmelo won and retained.
Yeah. Carmelo really has a lot of momentum going right now.
Yeah, this is great. He doesn't miss. I'm looking forward to Trick Williams with the broken hand. Hopefully, I don't know if they're going to go too far with this, but I hope they do. And he has a cast or whatnot, and they give him something to do with that broken hand because Pete Dunne snapped a couple of his fingers. So I think Trick Williams would be hilarious with the broken hand.
Me too.
Absolutely. Good match, though, between
Yes.
the two of them to close the show. Enjoyed
The
it.
North American title closes the show. NXT title opens it. Carmelo Hayes is not lying when he says he's the A champ of NXT.
He really isn't. I felt like that way ever since he started saying that. And I know it's his gimmick, but they promoted him like he's a world champion. He really does feel like more of a world champion than Braun Breaker. They're starting to finally build the division and challenges for Braun Breaker, but definitely Carmelo feels like the A champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the match was a lot of fun. It was very, very physical.
Yeah, it was good. Liked it. I'm so glad that he won because they could have gone the other way.
Yeah, and I'm done with 50-50 booking. Let's at least one person chime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, Alfred, what'd you think of tonight's show?
It was below average, I think, but there was a couple of things out there that I kind of like. I think Roadblock's going to be a good show next week. I really do. I know it was sprung on us, but I'm looking forward to Roadblock. I think it's going to be a lot of wrestling. I'm looking forward to some of the segments they've got. Hopefully Tony D's on the show, and I think they're going to give us some good stuff.
Issa? I'm staying awake here.
So, so you think the show that we just found out about is going to be really good?
I do.
I thought NXT tonight was a little above average. Not must-watch television, but there were a couple of things I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a good show. But not... There were high points, but all in all, I worry about them doing Roadblock this close after Vengeance Day. It just starts to get kind of meaningless if everything's a special event. Or if you're going to do these special events, I'm sorry, stipulations, themes, like Halloween Havoc. Like, let's do something to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But does anything mean anything anymore? Isn't everything meaningless?
Well, that's a much larger conversation to have, Issa.
The Nihilism Podcast.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying let's change it up with more events. Let's do more weddings. Let's have a musical episode, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
I
don't even push for that. I like that.
Yeah, let's have Brooks and Dunn try and get a game of spin the bottle going backstage. You know, and then it lands on both of them, and you know what happens.
And then Joe Gacy comes in and says, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't want you guys."
Actually, can I just put this out there? If Brooks and Dunn end up together, that's the best outcome for this story.
Oh my
Agreed.
God. That has to be the outcome.
Yep, book it.
A Brokeback Mountain in NXT would be fire.
It'd be good.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Oh Oh my God, Glenn, I'm not even kidding. That would be the best.
No, I'm with you.
Because I'm over this. And they're doing it like it's a high school drama. But if they gave us that left turn, you want to get mainstream headlines.
It would be pretty good.
Let's go.
And Wayne taking us out with a $5 super chat. Saying, Alfred, the old saying of don't bring sand to the beach. I'm debating on going to Double or Nothing. She wants to go, need help.
Oh, so is he asking whether he should bring her? I think you should. I think the more women are wrestling, the better. I think she's going to have a good time at an AEW pay-per-view. They're usually very crowd-pleasing shows, and you're going to have to explain a lot to her. She might be a little confused in terms of the monotony and whatnot, but I think she'll ultimately have a good time.
Yes.
Bring her, Wayne. You know what? I might be at Double or Nothing. Hit me up if I go. Hit me up in my DMs if you're there, and we'll connect and get each other drinks and stuff.
And Bear, what better gift to say you're sorry to your girlfriend after an eventful Mother's Day than bring your girlfriend and your girlfriend's mother with you to Double or Nothing?
There you go. Well,
because Alfred will be happy to help balance out the scenario.
I'll be there to counsel you guys. That's what I'll do. There's a waiting room that I think she'd very much enjoy too. You know what? Double or Nothing is around Mother's Day. I just don't know.
On that note, folks, this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast.
You gotta know super chat.
Hojo to go Belinsky $5. How are they doing? Stand and Deliver April 2nd, WrestleMania, April 2nd, 7-hour show. Applebee's Alfred, take it to the streets. It's gonna be a long day of wrestling, but Tony D'Angelo is going to win a championship then. So
yes,
that'll be the high point of WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
What could be better than that?
Nothing in life.
Nothing. Okay, well, I'll see you back here Friday. Tomorrow night, AEW coverage. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you
Happy
next time.
birthday, Glenn!
Yes, thank you.
Happy birthday,
Thank you,
King!
everyone. Have a good one.